Sanbonani, Dimilang, Avsheni, hello, Goeiemorgen, Goeieaand, Molweni, wherever you are right now, whichever part of the day you find yourself, I hope you're well, keeping track of those thoughts and striving to be the highest and best version of yourself. Welcome to it. This is the Jewels with Gem podcast, and I am your host, GiGi. I'm continuing my Breaking Down the Signs Energy series, and today I will be talking about Virgo, the other earth sign. And I just have to say a disclaimer though, for those of you that like saying, not all of us. The information that I'm sharing with you is just to explain the energies, and that not everything is set in stone. I like to think of astrology as my cosmic parent or even my cosmic guidance, and that you are able to work with the energies within your chart in order to achieve your current soul mission so that you can evolve to the next phase of life, right? As I always say, the only constant is change. I cannot stress the importance of knowing your birth chart, as it acts as guidance for your soul's evolution, at least in my humble opinion and in my experience. Let's get down to it, shall we? I'll start off by taking a look at some familiar, well-known gift, though. Familiar and well-known is not the same thing. But anyway, some familiar South African Virgos, and they are Mark Shuttleworth, MT, Zosbini Tunzi, Rouge, Double HP, and of course DJ Fresh. So if you were born between August 23rd to September 22nd, then you are a virgin, the sign Mutable Earth. And basic facts around your sun sign: your polarity is negative, your quality is mutable, your element is earth, your symbol being the virgin, your planetary ruler being Mercury, and your opposite sign being Pisces. And parts of the body ruled by Mercury would be the nervous system, which includes the intestines and the pancreas. Now, I get so excited when I talk about Virgos because, it makes sense to me. Virgo rules my fifth house, and the fifth house is represented by romance, fun, creativity, children, basically all the parts of life that just, are fun. So they inspire me, they make me laugh like a hyena. And, there's a general attraction to Virgos, as, we have amazing chemistry. We are always exchanging, hilarious or even sarcastic banter. It's basically like a ride into the sunset every single time when I'm with them. It's the same energy that I have when I'm spending time with Tauruses as well. Tauruses, of course, are a little bit more laid back. And then you have Virgos that are more, if you've spent enough time with them, that are more funny. They are the life of the party. And you'd never say that because generally they are so shy. But anyway, of course, we'll talk more about that. So the planet Mercury that rules over Virgo is the fastest moving planet. And that should already tell you or give you the lowdown on how Virgos get down. Along with Gemini, they are extremely intellectual and fast. And they are able to, quickly spot anything and everything that is out of place, that needs to be fixed, or can even be made to perform better. Excuse me. Now, I know this firsthand because my son is actually a Virgo rising. And I promise you, nothing will go past this 2-year-old child. Nothing. I swear. If you, for example, the one time I was dishing up for him, and then I gave him just a bit of meat. I didn't want to give him too much meat. And I don't know if he saw me when I was cutting the meat, or he just felt that, no man, here I'm being robbed. Here, it's not enough. I don't know what happened, but he was just like, nah fam, I need more meat. And was just like, put more meat. So nothing goes past these people with this energy. Like, they are able to spot a lot of imperfections very, very quickly. So whatever needs to be fixed, made to perform better, anything that's out of place will definitely be spotted by these people. Interesting fact, Mercury also rules communication, and let's be wary of the fact that, communication comes in all forms. So it could be communication that's verbal, communication that's intuitive, communication, that is physical. Because I mean, if I'm spending time with someone, I will physically communicate with them by hugging them or holding their hand, or we all have different types of love languages, but it's also the same with communication as well. There's just different variants to communication. So as much as people think that Virgos don't communicate, they are always communicating. Them being silent means something. Them talking to you means that they need specific information about something. They are trying to get to a point, so yeah, extremely intellectual, extremely intellectual. So the opposite sign, Pisces, is extremely intuitive, and this also rubs off on Virgos as well, because they're extremely fast. They're able to pick up on information. They could literally walk into the room and already know which group of people are the drunkards, which group of people are the party animals, which group of people are the boring ones, which group of people are the musically inclined ones, which group of people are, they'd be able to just spot a lot of people. They'd even be able to spot the people that they would get along with the most, just by walking into the room and observing the energy. Because remember, Mercury is so fast, it receives so much information, that its psychic gift is being able to pick up on that, to pick up on imprints within the environment. They are so quick to do that. I know this because I have a Gemini moon, and as soon as I walk into an environment, I'm able to do that. I'm able to know the type of person that I'm dealing with. I may not say it now. Say it with me now. I may not say it, but it's easy for me to pick up the type of people that I will be able to get along with, and those that I won't be able to get along with. So it's really a lot. I say it as a joke, but it's really a lot. So that also helps with being intuitive, because obviously if you're somebody that's intuitive, we all are intuitive in all our different ways. We all have our psychic abilities. I'm just referring now to the Mercury psychic ability, which is the ability to pick up on information in a heartbeat. So they can sometimes be perceived as feminine, or just have a lot of feminine ways about them, or even have a lot of feminine energy around them, because they're just natural nurturers, they natural fixers, they natural helpers. So it's very intriguing to be in tune with your environment and still be able to communicate it effectively, especially the guys. And I think that's what makes them so appealing to women, because women love to talk, and Virgos are exceptional listeners. They will listen to every detail, and by the time you're done, or maybe even before you're even done with saying your piece, they would probably already know what they need to say by the time an answer needs to be shared, or by the time they need to speak their truth. So really, I mean, who wouldn't want somebody who is attentive in that way, who would be able to tell, it goes so deep to the extent that Virgos pay so much attention. They would be able to know, oh, okay, if you're dating them, that is, they would be able to know, okay, you're currently ovulating, or your period is coming now, or remember small details like your mother's birthday, your grandmother's birthday. A lot of the information that you share with them is remembered for sure. Also, Mercury being a fast-moving planet also means that their minds just never shut down. They're just constantly thinking about anything and everything, constantly wanting to be 5,000 steps ahead. Not even 5. 5 is not even enough, because remember, these people are perfectionists, so they need to be steps ahead, eons ahead. And I think the thing about it is that they just want things to they just want things to work right the first time. And if it doesn't, then it's like, flip, now I need to figure out why this thing is not working as it should. It's a bit annoying, but because they possess this quality, it's easy for them to just get down to the nitty-gritty and just do it. I'd also like to say this is probably why they are perceived as perfectionists, because it's like they don't like things that don't work properly. If you say that there's a particular shaving cream, and when you put that shaving cream on in 5 seconds, if you just leave it on for 5 seconds on your legs, your arms, wherever, even in even hairs that are particularly hard to get rid of, in 5 seconds those hairs will be gone by the time you wipe it off. That is what they expect must happen. If that's what you're marketing, it's not naive of people to think that, okay, within 5 seconds, this hair better be gone. So with them, it's like, if you're not providing that service, why are you marketing it? It's like anything else is a lie. It's either a marketing gimmick and hey? And if they can't find a solution to that, then it's definitely going to be left in the bin or tossed out or whatever the case is. They're definitely not going to spend their time trying to figure out, why is my hair not gone within 5 seconds? I've also heard that Virgos tend to be neat freaks and are OCD. I had to dig deeper into this because I just think Virgos are just misunderstood. Virgos, more than anyone, just know that they are more productive in environments that are lighter, that are cleaner, that are more minimalistic. It just makes sense. So they themselves may not be neat in their nature. However, they do want things to work efficiently and seamlessly. And, if I can put it in simple terms, just a drama-free zone. Yes, let's see. How the stream can sometimes be calm and seamless and just, the ultimate perfection. That's exactly what they're looking for. Speaking of drama-free zones, this is definitely applicable to every other aspect of their life. Drama-free relationships, drama-free partnerships, drama-free work environments. And anything that brings drama will either be fixed or left behind. When it comes to relationships, they are extremely hard to get. They are extremely picky, and I'm sure everybody's heard this, like, oh my gosh, like, Virgos is so hard to get, they're extremely picky. Boo. This just goes hand in hand with being a perfectionist. I mean, obviously, if you are a perfectionist, that means you've made decisions time and time again that have been for the good. And, sometimes it takes longer than usual to make up those decisions because, remember, Mercury is a cerebral planet, so everything is in the mind. So that's why they take so much time sometimes to even make decisions, because it's like they're able to look at both sides. And that is, sometimes it's a blessing, sometimes it's a curse. I know even with me and my Gemini moon, I'm able to look at things holistically. I'm able to have a bird's eye view of both the negative, both the positive, but I'm still trying to find a way for both to coexist. And that's kind of the energy that Virgo struggles with a lot of the times, because it's like, if I go left, these are the cons. If I go right, these are the cons. And then it's like, can I find a way to do both, left and right, and then minimize the cons, if I can put it that way? So it's very overwhelming, but they just I think it's a bit extreme to say, but they tend to not like making mistakes, because remember, the Virgin, their symbol is the Virgin, and I mean, the Virgin, hey now, if we think about, the Virgin and what it represents, this is somebody that's pure, this is somebody that's innocent, this is a deity that literally is a representation of purity, innocence, of cleanliness. I could go on. So for them, making a mistake is really testing, really trying on their ego, because it's like, gosh, I really thought this would have been, the best decision. Now it backfired. And they are exceptionally hard on themselves. And I get this energy, exceptionally hard, because you already take so long, to make a decision. And then you go and you make the decision, and then it just backfires. It really is something that, that Virgos do struggle with. But I just want to say, Virgos, you are amazing. You really are amazing. And don't feel like making mistakes makes you look stupid, makes you look dumb, makes you look tough. It really doesn't. Just learn the lesson and keep it moving. There's no reason to even dwell on it. There's no reason to even beat yourself up about it. There's plenty of time to make better decisions. But I do also understand why you do all of that, because it's just in your nature. You just want to make the best decision possible. And it's not a bad thing to want to make the best possible decision, because unlike every other sign, Virgos just want good problems. They don't want bad problems. They don't want problems that they can't fix. They don't want problems that are going to linger. They don't want problems, period. If they were to choose, they would rather have good problems. Problems whereby if they ordered something online, it won't be able to come at 2 o'clock. Maybe it can come at 5. Something like that would be a good problem to them. And in any case, wouldn't even constitute as a problem, because they're still going to be getting the product in anyway. That's just what I mean when I say good problems. So learn the lesson, keep it moving, and continue, on your journey. And just be, I was about to say go with the flow, but then I was like, nah, actually that's for Pisces. That's for your opposite sign. So don't go with the flow, because that's a bit impossible. No, don't do that. These are also the people that could be extremely in love with you and just not say a word. With Virgos, I also noticed that looks don't really matter that much. They're not really into the package, but more what's inside the package, what the package actually has to offer. So for them, it's like, oh, this amazing gift, it's wrapped so nicely, it's got an amazing ribbon, it's got tassels, oh, so great, ooh. And then when you open it, it's like nothing to offer, just a bunch of papers, So they definitely do go into the nitty-gritty when they do meet new people, when they do spend time with people, when they learning new subjects, when they learning about new things. They definitely do want to get to the nitty-gritty of what it is that is intriguing them about said subject or said person. So there's hate liars as well. Just hate liars. And I think this also ties in with them being slow, because obviously in order to get to know the really deep parts of somebody, you really need time. You need to spend enough time with them to get to that. Of course, there are people that just, you just feel connections with, but that's different. You're not going to go around feeling connections with everybody, right? So, yeah, that's another reason why. They also know that people walk around with facades, so they are definitely the right people to uncover those facades and kind of break them down. And once they've broken that down, it's like they build you up again, right? It's like kids that play with Legos, literally. The Legos were, okay, it looks nice, it's all built, and then they just come and they bulldoze the whole Legos, and then they start building it again from scratch. That's just how they roll. Right. And then also another thing about them is that with Pisces being the opposite sign, Pisces rules the feet. So most Virgos really enjoy dancing or movement or, being sensual a lot. They also love well-kept feet, or they could even love both. But there's always something... I'm laughing because now memories are swirling in my head. They are constantly there's always something about feet. I don't know what it is. Maybe you Virgos listening out there will be able to tell me something. Of course, I understand it from an astrological point, But seriously, what is it about the feet? Almost every Virgo I've come across has been about the feet, has been going on about the feet. It's really so interesting. But yes, if you do like a Virgo, it would definitely be a good place to start to keep clean. Be clean and keep those keep those toes in check. Keep them on point, please. Keep them looking good, keep them smelling good, because they can be really petty. They can be so petty. They could literally lose interest if you have not moisturized your entire crack, you know. If you have not moisturized in between your toes, if you've got toe jam, they are just, such interesting people. But Virgos are also musically inclined, so they have a specific niche for knowing whether something is gonna sound good or not. They really know how to get. If they were to be a music producer, or if they were to be, you know, a writer, ghostwriter, or even a rapper, they really know how to evoke emotions in people. They really know how to make a beat just make you want to drop to the floor and, you know, pound your booty against the floor, even though you don't even know how to dance. They are just those type of people, because they're able to be like, okay, nah, put that. Don't you just want to equalize, you know, the volume here? Don't you want to add that instrument here? You know, they very intricate like that, very detail orientated like that. So Virgo rules the intestines and the pancreas, which just further explains the tendencies for Virgos to have nervous energy, because everything for them is felt in the gut. Like I'd mentioned prior, they're constantly on the go. They're constantly thinking. They're constantly anxious. They are just constantly feeling or having emotions swirling within their gut, because obviously, you know, if you're nervous or if you're anxious, you're going to feel that energy within your gut. So it's unfortunate, because, you know, like, you really need to stop worrying and just live a little, you know, just live a little. But I digress. They also rule the pancreas, which is also that part of the body that extracts all of the nutrients and the minerals and the vitamins from the foods that we eat, and then filters out everything else, which then becomes waste. So, as I said, it just makes sense, because Virgos are able to filter out everything and only be left with the good stuff, and then that's what they work with. So yes. And another thing to add as well, the nervous energy just really derives from Mercury constantly being on the go with different thoughts, think about different strategies, different people, places, and things, just constantly having an influx of information going from one part of the brain to the next, one part of the brain to the next. Like, if I can imagine how their brains probably look, it would probably look like a busy highway with cars just going in different directions, left, right, straight, maybe even cars reversing. Hey. I'm going to debunk a couple of things that I've heard about Virgos, whether they be facts or myths. And the first one is that they are extremely blunt. This is definitely facts. Do not be asking Virgo for their honest opinion. Okay, do that if you've got thick skin. If you don't. Number 2, they are even harder to read. They have a lot of hot and cold energy about them. This is definitely facts, and this is only because Mercury is a fast-moving planet, meaning that their emotions or their thoughts constantly change. So they might think you're hot 1 hour, the next hour you're stale, you're droog, you're not that interesting. Number 3, they need long periods of time alone. This is definitely facts. I mean, I go sometimes 6 months without talking to my Virgo friends. You know, it's and every time we talk, it's like a party. It's like, yes, keep it in my balloony, yay, you can't care, keep it juicy. It's exciting. It's literally a vibe. So yeah, they definitely need long periods of time alone. I mean, some of them, they can see you calling, they can see your messages, they do be ignoring you. Number 4, Them being forward thinkers, they are constantly eons ahead and can give way to jumping into conclusions. This is definitely fact and also a myth. I'd like to think because they're intuitive people, they generally know what's going on. They generally have the lowdown. They just don't want you to know that, obviously. So they're not gonna give you that satisfaction of knowing. So you would think they're jumping into conclusions only because it is convenient for you to say that. It is convenient for you to gaslight them. Every other time they were on point and they're so intuitive and oh my gosh, how did you know that? It's that type of energy. But now all of a sudden when it's something that's quite personal, or maybe they've caught you out in a lie, now all of a sudden they're annoying and Number 5, insecurities can make them out irrationally. I'm just going to say a myth because I feel this is applicable to everyone. Like, doesn't everyone act weird when they're insecure? I mean, right? Okay. Number 6, this also ties in with, I think, number 4, they do be ignoring your texts. This is facts to all my Virgo friends. Please respond to my messages. Number 7, they are extremely picky with who they invest their time in. As I said before, this is definitely facts. I said to you guys, they could be in love with you, like genuinely in love with you, like really just, every time they see you, every time they hear you speak, every time they hear you laugh, like they are just shining bright like a diamond. But they will never, ever tell you. Not all of them, but most of them. I know this because I do this. I could be extremely in love with somebody and not say a word. And not say a damn thing. Number 8, Virgos are health conscious. This is also facts because, like I said in the beginning, I think this is exactly why they are so health conscious because, like I said, Virgo rules the intestines, so they more than anyone else know that you are what you eat. So best believe they will pay particular attention to what it is that they consume or what they ingest. They also watch what they eat, what they listen to, who they hang out with, what they pay attention to, and really what just consumes most of their time. All of that will be monitored, and it will be changed as and where necessary, because remember, Mercury is quite a fluid, flexible, adaptable planet, so that would make the person very open to changing things if it's just not working. Of course, they have to change things if they're not working, because these are the fixers, these are the helpers, these are the nurturers, these are the make your life easier people. So they definitely have to be open to changes. Definitely, well, anyway, they're constantly changing. Their mind is constantly changing anyway, so it just is what it is. As I mentioned prior though, a disclaimer that not every single Virgo will have these characteristics, so please be open-minded. As I always say, aspects do play a huge role in how these energies will play out. I just want to end off though by saying, Earth signs, just know that you are worthy of love, affection, and attention, even when you are not at your best or think that you don't have much to offer. I hope that I was able to break Virgo energy all the way down for you. Next video will be about Taurus Venus energy. On that note, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know in the comments down below where Virgo energy shows up for you and what I may have left out, and your thoughts about Virgo. Show me some love and subscribe to my channel. Again, your time spent is much appreciated. Till next time, you know what you do, so keep doing what you do. Peace, love, and most of all, light. I am out.